Right now at 6, heading to trial. A former Lacrosse political party leader is set to head to trial for a hit and run.
And funding for safer streets. Lacrosse was one of 5 Wisconsin communities to get federal Safe Roads funding. The city is planning to use it to make streets more equitable for all.
Watching WKBT Lacrosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. The former leader of the Lacrosse Tea Party is heading to trial.
Greg Luce has been charged in connection to an alleged hit and run back in August. A not guilty plea was entered on behalf of Luce during a preliminary hearing yesterday. The criminal complaint alleges Luce drove recklessly on Losey Boulevard, which led to an altercation with a motorcyclist. Luce brake-checked the motorcyclist, who claims Luce's truck hit his motorcycle and caused him to fall. Luce drove away but claims his truck did not hit anyone. A pretrial conference is scheduled for November 17th.
A former Holman woman accused of killing her husband in a hit and run appeared in court today. 51-year-old Lorie Phillips has already pleaded not guilty to charges connected to her husband's 2019 death. Phillips says she found his body in a snowbank in their driveway the morning after they had a heated argument. The case is soon heading to trial. But today Phillips was in court for a motion hearing to decide if the jury can visit the scene of the crime. The state argued it would help the jury get a better understanding of the evidence. Ultimately, the judge sided against the jury view, saying it would be prejudicial. Jury selection and the trial are set to start next Monday.
Lacrosse will be getting $160,000 in federal funding for road safety planning. 5 Wisconsin communities were awarded a total of nearly $1 million. The money comes from the U.S. DOT's Safe Streets and Roads for All program. Lacrosse will use its $160 grand to develop plans for projects focused on creating safer and more equitable streets. The federal funds are coming from the 2021 bipartisan infrastructure law.
Governor Tony Evers is suing the Republican-controlled state legislature. The Wisconsin Democrat is arguing that the legislature is obstructing basic government functions. That includes not signing off on previously approved pay raises for university employees. Evers is hoping to bypass lower courts. He's asking the liberal-controlled state Supreme Court to take the case directly. Republican Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu dismissed the lawsuit as frivolous.
State Republicans are reintroducing a bill that would allow election workers to start counting absentee ballots a day early. Early voting has risen in popularity since the needs of 2020, but current state law says absentee ballots can't be processed until Election Day. And that means large cities like Milwaukee and Madison are often counting long into the night and even into the following days. If passed, the bill would allow those major cities a head start to get results in on election night. Republicans are the only ones to voice support so far, but one Senate Democrat tells Wisconsin Public Radio his party is having positive discussions with the GOP. Now, a similar bill in 2019 actually had bipartisan support, but it never made it to the governor's desk.
A group of bipartisan Wisconsin lawmakers want to make sure artificial intelligence doesn't influence future elections. They're launching a new bill that would require candidates and political groups to make it clear when they're using AI-generated audio or video in ad campaigns. Those groups would need to put a content label at the beginning of projects that say, "This video content generated by AI." Any violations would trigger a $1,000 fine. The lawmakers behind the effort say it's a step toward reducing the potential for AI spreading misinformation in the coming election cycles. It's another example of larger conversations around AI's use in society. Federal legislators are proposing regulations on how that kind of content is used.
A new report finds PayPal's charity arm gave thousands of dollars to organizations who propped up discredited COVID-19 information. The nonprofit and nonpartisan Wisconsin Watch dug through 2021 tax records for PayPal's Giving Fund. The Giving Fund is a registered 501c3 that allows donors to give directly through PayPal and to recommend where the money should go. Now, the outlet found that charity gave $23,000 to an organization that promoted discredited treatments for COVID-19. It also found major investment groups like Fidelity and Charles Schwab donated hundreds of thousands of anonymous dollars to the same discredited group. PayPal gave a statement to Wisconsin Watch saying it regularly reviews activity and will discontinue relationships with any account holders who violate its acceptable use policy. All right, today's the day. Halloween trick-or-treating in progress throughout the La Crosse area. What are they in store for, Greg?
I don't know if it was a trick today or a treat here with the snow. For me, it was a treat, but a lot of people probably didn't think it that way. But otherwise, the snow has stopped, but the cold temperatures are here to stay. So let's get right into what the temperatures are going to be like for trick-or-treating for the next several hours. Really, it's just going to be chilly in the 30s for La Crosse here, but the wind chill will probably be in the 20s. It will be dry, but still there might be some slick spots as we kind of refreeze some of the areas as we get closer to the night. Overall, for Eau Claire, similar story, just a few degrees colder. Once again, the wind will keep those wind chills probably in the low 20s at times, but overall, the good news, it is dry out tonight as all the system is pushed off to the south to southeast Wisconsin and northeast Illinois. You can see the wrap up there as it pushes further south upstream. Just some cloud cover we're kind of dealing with right now, but we're going to see a little bit of clearing skies overnight. No precipitation. Those temperatures will get down, but overall, there's your highs. That's more like mid-December highs, and once again, that is way below average. We're looking at 10 to 20 degrees below average, so definitely we've been in a cold stretch, and we did get a record, one record, 2.0 at Eau Claire, just barely beat. It actually should be 2.1. The old record was 2.0. So later on, we'll kind of break down when we actually warm up and get back to normal temperatures, if we're going to have a dry weekend, and whether the rain or snow will be coming back anytime soon.
All right, sounds like a plan. Greg, thanks very much.
Spence Elementary had their annual fun run today with an added bit of frost to it.
Absolutely. The event brought students, families, snow pants, and the community together for a day of active fun and fundraising. They rescheduled from last week to today due to bad weather at the time, but the students and community embraced the snow today and made sure to enjoy themselves.
You know, it was really an added bonus, I'm going to say, because as I was greeting children coming in this morning, they were so excited about, we're going to have snow today, and maybe it'll be snowing during our fun run. That's a great attitude, and we are absolutely loving it. So bring it on. We're enjoying it.
The fun run kicked off with an all-school assembly where the latest fundraising totals were announced. Principal Eide mentioned they blew their fundraising goal of $12,500 out of the water by receiving over $13,000 from the community. An exciting twist to this year's fun run is the promise of a hilarious reward for meeting their goal. One unlucky teacher will pucker up for a kiss with a very special guest, Brutus the mini pig, when he makes his appearance at the school in late November. And Spence students get to choose who that teacher will be.
Oh, that's a lot
Wonder
of power.
who it is.
A lot of power right there. Well, Crucifixion School celebrated Halloween today with their annual Trunk or Treat event. Instead of traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating, this one was trunk-to-trunk. Parents parked their cars and opened up the trunks that were full of candy and all kinds of goodies for the kiddos. Everyone had a blast walking to each trunk and collecting those treats.
Yeah, I've done it for the past 8 years. It's important. You know, kids grow fast. They're only little ones, and it's fun to see them and have their mom dress up like Tigger.
She says it's nice to see the parents come together to celebrate Halloween with the kids each year. Lacrosse PD and Fire Department joined in on the fun, handing out candy from their fire trucks and police cars.
Well, coming up, the death toll continues to climb in Gaza.
Israel's prime minister dismissing calls for a ceasefire, while Hamas continues to hold more than 200 hostages.
Transform your home with a new garage door from Ideal Door at Menards. We have more than 1,000 different style and color options to choose from and multiple types of doors in stock today. Get this 9x7 garage door for $334.99 after 11% rebate. Update your garage with a Chamberlain garage door opener. This chain dry model comes with built-in Wi-Fi, allowing you to open and close your garage door from anywhere. Get it today for $129.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich. Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Your sacrifice will never be forgotten.
No matter what kind of store you visit, no matter what kind of tobacco you ask for, it's illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone under 21. So remember to bring your ID. It will get checked. Because in Wisconsin, 21 means 21, no matter what.
Israeli airstrikes pounded a refugee camp near Gaza City today, leveling apartment buildings while Israeli troops on the ground battle Hamas militants.
Palestinian civilians caught in the middle of the fighting are paying the price for this war with their lives.
Rescuers are using their hands to dig out bodies from the rubble. Hamas health authorities claim Israeli attacks have killed more than 8,500 people since the war began. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected calls for a ceasefire, vowing to crush Hamas for the rampage on October 7th that killed more than 1,400 Israelis.
Hamas is also still holding more than 200 hostages. Israel's national security advisor said Tuesday there's no deal in sight for their release. U.S. State Department says the last planned charter flight for Americans looking to leave Israel takes off today. Well, back in the U.S., senators called for top Biden administration officials to testify about the need for more money to support Ukraine and Israel.
They say without more money, America's enemies will win and more lives will be lost. Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Until the room is cleared.
Anti-war protesters repeatedly interrupted a Senate hearing as Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin urged lawmakers to pass a bill to help American allies currently at war.
In both Israel and Ukraine, democracies are fighting ruthless foes who are out to annihilate them. We will not let Hamas or Putin win.
President Biden is asking for a $105 billion measure that ties in aid to Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, and border security in one package.
We now stand at a moment where many are again making the bet that we're too divided, we're too distracted at home to stay the course. That's what's at stake with President Biden's national security supplemental funding request.
There is a growing group of House Republicans opposed to more aid for Ukraine, so new House Speaker Mike Johnson is planning a separate vote on Israel aid, which his conference does support, and he wants to pay for it with cuts to the IRS.
Any kind of new spending should be offset by taking the money elsewhere in the budget, and that's what Speaker Johnson's doing. This is the conservative position.
But that is setting up a big fight between the House and the Senate.
The House is debating a measure that they know is dead on arrival in the United States Senate.
Democratic and Republican leaders in the Senate want to keep all of the elements together.
It would be a huge mistake to separate this package, and we've got to have strong border provisions. So I will not support separation of the package.
The House could vote on the standalone Israel aid package as soon as Thursday. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, Johnson's proposed IRS cuts would target money allocated to the agency as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, which would hire more auditors to go after people who don't pay the taxes they owe.
Still ahead tonight at 6, a special Halloween surprise.
Kids celebrating the holiday while in the hospital got a special surprise.
And yeah, the October ended on a cold and snowy month. I'll break down if whether November will start on a cold month and whether we'll see more seasonable temperatures anytime soon, along with the next chance of rain or snow maybe in the future. All that coming up next on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
If you've been injured in a personal injury accident, call Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
I was riding my bike in the crosswalk when I was struck by a vehicle. Our family had used Schwabel, Getz & Sieben in the past.
When something like this happens, I mean, what do? Do you pick up a phone book and page through it and pick the first one and hope that it's going to work out? When Tony told me about Schwabel, Getz & Sieben and their great reputation and how they used them in the past, I had full trust, and we definitely picked the right people.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Fall Workwear event is going on now. We're your one-stop shop for quality boots and apparel, offering unbeatable deals on workwear to help your hard-earned dollars go further. Right now, get $25 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 you spend on Carhartt gear. Shop these light and waterproof men's Keen utility work boots in stock now. All cat work boots are on sale, $10 off. And get these Wells Lamont work gloves for just $9.99.
Find value at Green's Farm and Fleet.
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
It's the biggest event in King Furniture's history, a complete and total liquidation of all in-stock items in our store. Shop over $2 million of quality name brand furniture priced for immediate liquidation. This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save as never before on living room, dining room, bedroom furniture, and more. When each and every piece of furniture has been sold, King Furniture will shut down for 30 to 60 days for a complete and total renovation. Don't miss the King Furniture Total Liquidation Sale going on now.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's. Taco John's.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Young patients receiving critical care at a California hospital got a special visit from some mighty superheroes for Halloween.
Batman and Spiderman delighted kids and staff at Ventura County Medical Center as they rappelled down the side of the hospital and performed stunts. The volunteers in costume come from the Ventura County Regional Urban Search and Rescue Team. They brought a visual treat to the hospital's pediatric patients unable to go trick-or-treating.
A lot of the kids who are in our inpatient units, sometimes they're here for long durations of stay, sometimes short ones, but they're like family to us, you know, so to be able to provide these type of opportunities to have a little bit of fun, bring some smiles to their faces is what it's all about.
Everybody noticed the Packer fan out in California? That looked to be a Jordy Nelson jersey, if I'm not mistaken. There are some kids closer to home who are also spending this Halloween in a hospital. News 8 Now Shaquille Davis will have the story on how kids in Gunderson are celebrating the holiday. That'll be coming up tonight at 10. But a great thing to see. Bring some smiles to some faces today.
Oh yeah, rappelling down a building, not for me, but
not for the faint of heart.
That is a sight to see.
That's why they're the superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get your Halloween evening forecast and more from Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, speaking of California, that's the place to be right now with the pattern where they've had actually some Santa Ana winds kind of down. It's kind of typical for this fall to actually get fairly warm, and that's the current temperatures right now in Southern California, 79 degrees and 74 at San Francisco because they got offshore winds right now. So the whole West is feeling it, but unfortunately we got the cold air that continues to be entrenched over the area along with a good snowpack up to the north. So it's a sign that things aren't going to change too much with the cold temps, but we will begin to modify. There's your snow amounts, typically 1 to 2 inches, mostly on grassy areas. Once again, there was a little bit higher amounts occasionally, and then there was a period where we had a little bit on the roads when the snow rate got a little bit higher late in the morning. But otherwise, that's pushed off to the south now. Otherwise, you can see the white up there. That's all the snowpack in the Dakotas and Montana and the mountains out to the west. But just some cloud cover, really, that's all we're going to be seeing off and on here for the next couple days. Once again, the showers don't come back in the picture until the weekend, and even that's kind of an iffy chance. The best chance is next week, and then we'll have to keep an eye. Once again, this time of year, anytime you get rain, precipitation, you can get snow at night too, with the temperatures pretty close to freezing usually. Overall temperatures 30s, 40s, and we'll get close to seasonal, which is around 50. They'll be sitting around that area probably through the weekend, and then have another drop in the temperatures probably in the 40s into next week, which won't be too far below average for that time of year as we're in now, the first full week of November. Otherwise tonight, really it's going to see the temperatures drop. We'll have clearing skies briefly before we have some high clouds come back in. It really won't help the temperature stay up much. These are basically, you're looking at the low 20s, upper teens as you wake up with a little bit of a wind. Otherwise tomorrow, really just high clouds overhead. But notice the winds are coming from the southwest now instead of the northwest. So that should help to keep temperatures a little bit warmer and just to feel a little bit overall, a little bit nicer than we had for today. Clearing a little bit, clearing skies. But once again, just cloud cover, really what we're going to be dealing with the next few days. But that should help keep our temperatures a little bit warmer going into your Thursday. What it feels like, just a little bit of a wind chill issue overnight. There's going to be just a little breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So when you wake up, it'll probably feel in the teens to most areas, but won't be that bad compared to what we've had with the wind chill earlier today. So overall big picture, once again, here's the cloud cover associated with that tomorrow, Thursday, and even Friday. We got another little weak system just rides east across the area. That could provide more cloud cover. It's trying to depict a little bit of a shower going on there by Friday. I don't know if that's going to happen, and mainly just cloud cover. So that's really what we're going to see through Friday. And then for the weekend, rain chances do ramp up once we get past Saturday, but a lot of questions remain on how much we're going to get it. This is Sunday into Monday. Looks to be the best chance of rain as we go into that period. Monday into Tuesday, that looks the best shot for actual rainfall. Now, if this is all-day rain, how much we get and whether this is rain or snow, depending on how things pan out. So we'll look at that as we get closer to the event right now. But for right now, the weekend does look fairly okay with that. Temperatures, not a lot of blue, so that's below average. We'll kind of get rid of that through the weekend, a little bit getting closer to average or above. We'll see the temperatures get pretty much to the 50s, and then towards next week, we'll see the temperatures start to come back down a little bit. So what we're looking at, we'll just skip ahead to that. We're looking at temperatures in the low 40s for tomorrow. They'll start climbing back up to near 50 by Friday. And we should see pretty seasonal conditions this weekend. And once again, those rain chances are pretty slim this weekend. I think the better shot is probably going into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Sure. And don't forget the clock.
Absolutely.
Turn that back Sunday.
Fall
Sunday.
Back. That's
exactly.
Right.
Noted.
Greg, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, the Viterbo V-Hawks are on the move. Conference realignment has made its way to NAIA, and Viterbo finding a new home. Cade's got the details next.
The 2023 Fall Home Show going on now at the Board Store Home Improvements. High quality at a low price on windows and doors, kitchens and bathrooms, siding, decks, sunrooms, and flooring. Don't miss it.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are lots of matzo pizza, just $4.99. Dole chopped or premium salad kits, just $2.99. And select Coke products or AHA, just $4.99 each when you buy 3. Only at Hy-Vee.
Hello? Yeah, this is Russell Nicolay. Yeah, bald head, sunglasses, you got it, yeah. Billboards, baby.
Whoa, 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 man. Hey, if they want the real Nicolay, they should get the real Nicolay. Thank you. Russell Nicolay here. Yeah, we can help.
In a world full of choices, make sure you get the real Nicolay.
Fake beard, really, man?
Well, come on, it's like looking in a mirror, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
Ready to transform your space? Or perhaps your favorite room just needs a few updates? Let our design consultants help you discover the possibilities to update your home. We take the time to discuss your space, your needs, and your budget. Cooley Carpet will help you every step of the way, from start to finish, with design professionals and expert installation to meet all your expectations. Let our dedicated team help you achieve your dream space. Visit us at Cooley Carpet Center on Mormon Cooley Road in Lacrosse.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Kraft macaroni and cheese, just 77 cents. Pork loin back ribs, just $1.99 a pound. And 4 pounds of Hy-Vee sugar, just $1.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Not Rob Schiff, he'll be back tomorrow. College athletics has seen a lot of change and will continue to do so as conference realignment continues to set in. It's even trickled down to the smaller schools as everyone is doing what they think is best for their program. And that is exactly why Viterbo Athletics will be moving to the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Earlier today at the Viterbo Athletic Center, coaches, athletes, and administration gathered as Viterbo President Rick Tritley and Athletic Director Barry Freed made the announcement official. Starting next year, Viterbo Athletics will no longer be in the North Star Conference. They'll be joining 12 other schools in the CCAC. More stability, more exposure, and less travel are all things that played a role in the decision. And Freed says it's important to get ahead before falling behind.
That's just how college athletics is right now. Realignment all over the country.
and you have to be willing to change with the times. And we think this is a phenomenal fit for us to move to the Chicagoland.
Frieda also told me that the schools in the CCAC are very similar to Viterbo in terms of mission, size, and overall profile. President Triley also says it's not only great for the student athletes, but the move will get the Viterbo brand into a bigger market all across Illinois. The move will start at the beginning of the 2024-25 academic year. All right, today was the trade deadline in the NFL, and the Green Bay Packers decided to get in on the action by sending away one of their best defensive players in Rasul Douglas. Douglas, along with a 5th-round draft pick, are being traded to the Buffalo Bills for a 2024 3rd-round draft pick. Douglas played in 36 games since joining the Packers in 21, recording 160 tackles, 32 pass breakups, and 10 interceptions. A clear sign on what the Packers' expectations are for the rest of the season. And in Minnesota, the Vikings are bringing in a new replacement for Kirk Cousins. The Vikings traded for Cardinals quarterback Josh Dobbs. The Vikings are sending Arizona a 6th-round draft pick in exchange for Dobbs and a 7th-round draft pick. This trade comes just days after Vikings QB Kirk Cousins suffered a torn Achilles and will be out for the year. Dobbs has started 8 games this year for Arizona, throwing for just over 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. This isn't a permanent replacement, just a move to survive the rest of the season. All right, that's all for sports today, but come back at 10 for more. We'll be right back.
All the training is done here on site. You are paired up with a trainer and they will be showing you all the different processes that we do here on site. If you have the desire to grow, we have the tools necessary and the training programs necessary for you to succeed.
The day we've all been waiting for is finally here. Sunday, November 5th is Buzzy's 45th annual 12-hour sale. Get the best deals of the year for 12 hours only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Furniture pricing is drastically reduced with over 50% off select products. Save $500 on this best-selling Sealy mattress. Now only $899. Get a $300 gift with Tempur-Pedic mattress purchases. Plus hourly giveaways, prizes, and so much more. Don't miss out for one day only at Buzzy's Home Furnishings in Viroqua.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland, as in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I started in the shipping department. What I like best about Pilgrims is the fact that if you put the time and energy in to the company and yourself, the company will acknowledge that and invest in you as well. Pilgrims is more than a job, it's a career path.
All right, the chilly conditions continue tomorrow, but it will only be just 41 degrees, so that's a positive, at least no snow. We do start climbing back up to 50 by Friday, just cloud cover, some showers this weekend maybe, but overall the wet weather probably holds off to next.
All right, Cade, Viterbo going to just run through all the competition in that new conference?
They said we want to beat Chicago, so a lot to do there.
Let's do it. All right, thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.